Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta. Oh, man, that splashed me in my face a little bit.
All right, that's bonus.
Did it feel good?
It was a little.
Was it refreshing?
It's a little distracting. It's a little distracting. Took me out of the moment. Took me out of the moment. So, welcome back, guys. Have a good weekend.
Oh yeah,
Great weekend.
Do you guys know what you did? Did you drink all the brain cells away over the weekend?
I drank a few of them away. Yeah. I think we played football, right? I think we played some football.
We did.
I think we did. I don't know if we had an opponent that played football.
Oof.
Ooh, man.
Yikes.
They would actually probably agree with you.
Yeah, that's the one thing I noticed on the message board was that fan base. You know, they take a thumping and they're like, "We took a thumping. Hats off to you, Georgia State. Well played game." They are the definition of good sports, at least in this one interaction we've had with them. I was pretty impressed. I don't know if I would be.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
They might be the first. I was gonna say they might be the first Sunbelt team not to make the comment of, "Well, that was our worst game ever of the season." Right?
even though it was.
Even though it was,
think,
they didn't use the words.
They actually have
not-
the valid case to say that, but haven't. So that does sound good. No,
Well,
I
that was
appreciate
one of the-
that. Maybe USM is like gonna just make us all better.
Makes
The
me
good
feel
Eagles.
good. That's one of the teams I was excited about joining the Sun Belt. But
Yeah, me
one of the things I was before the game started, there was plenty of chest thumping and some boastful statements by Southern Miss fans on social media, message boards, and whatever. And one of the things was like, yeah, Georgia State prides himself on that rushing offense. Like, wait till they see our rushing defense. That's our thing. We're good at stopping the run. And as Brady noted, we doubled their average yards allowed on the ground in the first half. They averaged something like 100. They averaged something allowing 100-something yards a game. We had 220-something in the first half alone.
Well, and what was their rushing yards did that end up being? Because I think at some point it was like negative or under 10 or something like that.
And not like negative
total.
33 total.
Yeah, and not like negative early in the game. Like it was like negative well into the game that they had still
I
had
think that was
negative
like
yards.
at the half. It was like 3 yards or negative or something like that. Yeah, I mean it was like crazy. We're not letting them rush the ball, and that's a couple of games now where we've really been able to contain the rush, which is, I mean, that's great. You got to do that. That's where an offense begins. So.
That is the Nate Fuqua School of Defense. Don't worry about the first half of the season. We'll get it back together in the second half of the season.
Well, what I really liked seeing was our defense was very aggressive throughout the entire game. They put pressure on the quarterback and running backs. They were like always behind the line of scrimmage. I felt like, and that's the Jesse Minter way, right? I mean, I'm always going to talk about his. I mean, I hope not always talk about his defense as the best we've ever had, but I mean, it really that was the difference. Was we just like kept up the pace and we kept pressure behind the line of scrimmage, and like that magic happens. I think you just roll the dice. I think that is the secret to defense. Like, just don't play off the freaking ball. Like, go for it. Just
don't play.
for it every time.
Don't play soft, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
man?
go for it. Go for the ball. Whoever has the ball, get him. Get that guy.
Hey, man, 7 sacks, can't beat it, right?
Don't worry about
I
that.
love watching our defense get sacks. It's exciting.
I do. I love sacks.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about the sacks you love, Ryan. No, I agree.
Love 'em.
I mean, a sack is the most exciting thing that you can see on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, like an interception or a pick six is fantastic, but there's something about just getting to that quarterback and just knocking him on the ass. That's just rewarding. That's just that's fun.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah.
As long as they don't change all the stupid rules to protect quarterbacks like they've been doing.
No more sacks.
Yeah,
They're gonna have flags now. You just pull the flag.
Flag football. Carlos says they had to use 3 quarterbacks, but wasn't one of their quarterbacks just their running back?
Yes. Yeah. Apparently that did happen. They put their running back in. Their running back is Frank Gore Jr., by the way.
Wow.
Who knew that going into it?
Frank Gore Sr. fame. Yes.
Of Frank Gore Sr. fame, correct. I've had him on fantasy teams. Well, he played for San Francisco for a while, right? I don't know where he is now.
Wrong. Yeah. Oh, he's out of the league now, right?
Still?
Is he?
Gotta be out. He's got to be out of the league. Got to be out of the league. Yeah.
I saw that name though, and I was just like, I should check that out. And then I looked it up, and it said Frank Gore Sr. when I looked up Frank Gore, and I was like, oh yeah, of course this is Junior.
Yeah, so
now wait,
that guy. Yeah.
Wait, Ryan, Darren Granger report. How did he do?
I'm not very impressed with him. I don't know what the stats look like, honestly, but I'm not impressed with him. He overthrew the ball over and over and over again. He ran the ball like a good running back should. So I don't know how much credit we give him as a quarterback for that. But there were definitely points left on the table because he cannot help himself but overthrow the damn ball. On those long balls. Stop throwing long balls.
Yeah,
I just don't go for the gold. It's okay.
Short, medium, right? That's it.
Right? Maybe not even medium. Yeah. Maybe not medium.
2 yards. 2 yards out.
10.
I found out over the weekend. I found out on Sunday that apparently Marcus Mariota is a huge Darren Granger fan because that's all he did on Sunday was overthrow Kyle Pitts by 5 yards.
Did he quote him or something?
I was like, whoa. All right. Oh no.
Yeah,
he did. Mariota did overthrow. Good Lord, we could. Yeah. Anyway,
yeah.
I don't want to talk about the Falcons game.
No one
wants
watch
that game.
That. But I just want to say, congrats to Southern Miss. They joined an exclusive group of teams where we actually have a winning record over. There's not a lot on that list, but they are one of them now. So welcome to the list, Southern Miss.
Because ODU's not even on the list yet, right?
Mm-mm,
no, we're 1-3 against ODU.
Yeah.
So 3 more years.
I don't know. Do you count the FCS days?
I do.
Yeah, for overall record, you have to.
And it's apples to apples. They started when we started, and I think it's totally fair. That record is it is what it is.
I don't know. I feel like once it's FBS, everything changes.
If we
hit a reset button,
if our record was us playing them being FBS and we were FCS, then I would say maybe throw that out. But it wasn't. They literally started the same year as us. I'm pretty sure it was either the same year or a year before, a year after, something like that. And we were on the same
year after.
Yeah, we were on the same pace, and I think you count it. I just to be fair, I think it's fair because it's apples to apples. We were all FCS, and now we're all FBS, and that's what it is.
Yeah, when they started football, I didn't know that trucking lines could start football teams. I didn't realize
very
that was
confusing. Very confusing. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
A lot of really talented athletes getting their CDLs these days.
Why is there a sponsorship for the running game through Old Dominion truck lines or whatever they're called? That always seems like a very fitting type thing.
Yeah, like easy, right?
We like to shit talk our marketing department, but it seems like a missed opportunity.
Seems like the easiest opportunity out there, right? So to be completely honest, guys, though, so we enter the half up 28-0, and I was just like, and I was really glad that they didn't have a field goal in the first half of that horrible 28-3 number. However, they came back and immediately scored 14 points in the third quarter. Were you watching the game like, okay, here we go, Georgia State's going to blow this, or did you feel like, they made their adjustments, we'll make ours and we'll come back? How did you really feel after those touchdowns?
I saw those scores and I still thought that we throughout that, you can watch a game and say okay, there were a couple of little mistakes that led to this. I felt like we still were controlling the game even throughout those 14 points, which is, it's maybe sounds dumb to say after the fact, but while you're watching it, I was like, no, we're still in this. I never felt like we didn't have that game.
How about you, Tim?
Yeah, no, I'll say, in the third quarter when they scored their first touchdown, I didn't think anything about it until we fumbled the ball and then that very next series and gave it right back. And even being up 28-14, I still didn't feel any concern. If they had scored again and got within a touchdown, I would have felt concerned. But we came back and scored right after that. So then it was 35-14. I I was like, okay, we're back in
wasn't-
cruise control. We're good.
Yeah, didn't Granger after that second touchdown? Wasn't Granger like just broke away for like a 60-yard run or something ridiculous to put us in
Something
like
like that.
scoring position? Yeah, it
Yeah.
was ridiculous.
We
It
were
was
able
fun.
to
I didn't-
do what we wanted, except for throw long balls.
I
could
love
throw
long
'em.
passes.
Actually, the
I
thing is,
love long
we-
passes.
We could throw the long ball. We could throw that very, very well. We just threw it too well. Or receivers
We were
just can't
not
keep
very
up
accurate,
this
that's
string-
all.
the arms. Well, it's kind of funny because I think one of the criticisms of Granger was it, maybe I'm confusing this with Mariota because I'd read a lot about both of them yesterday, but like the ball it's not a very hard thrown ball. It's like a soft kind of toss of the ball. Yet when he throws it, he overthrows the receiver. I get overcompensating. I don't know what it is, but
Solution.
we can figure that
Just
out.
we need to tell our receivers run like
Yeah.
this is the last play of the game and run as fast as you can. And maybe, just maybe, they'll catch it.
It was fun because I didn't get to actually like really watch or listen to the game. I was driving to Memphis and then I was in Memphis, and so the first half of the game I watched on my phone while I was driving, and then I realized that was probably pretty dangerous and it was killing my battery. Even though I was plugged, wasn't able to charge fast enough as it was discharging. So then I was like, oh wait, what am I doing? I put on Dave to listen to the second half of the game, and it was a lot of fun. So I wasn't able to like participate in our group chat. We have our Patreon group chat. So I went back on yesterday morning and I just scrolled back through the dozens, hundreds, whatever messages of that whole. That was a fun read. It was so fun going back and looking at the score projections as we were going through and the reactions to everybody, knowing that we had won the game. Because same thing happened with Coastal, and I did not go back and read that group chat.
And shameless plug, you too can be part of this conversation that David was not part of for as little as $3 a month on our Patreon. David, what's the URL?
Patreon.com/State
State
of Atlanta.
There we go. It's easy.
/ State of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at me go.
And I gotta give a shout out to all the Patreon members for kind of driving that conversation. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Way better than that other site that some people go to. So yeah, keep it going. Next game.
It's nice. It's easy,
Excellent.
and I feel like it's everyone kind of agrees on stuff, which is nice.
It is.
There's not a lot of
we agree on the positive and agree on the negative. It's
there's not a lot
both
of
there.
heated. There's not a lot of heated discussion. There's really just like kind of okay, let's point out the thing and like let's all talk about that.
Minimum logo talk, right?
Oh well, the logo's fixed. We talked. We did
It's
talk
settled.
about the logo, and we all agree
logo is
that
settled.
there's no logo discussion because logo's done. Right? We're good.
Well, there is one thing. It's not logo specifically, but branding, Ryan, that you brought up today, and we'll talk about it. I mean, leads into the next thing. This weekend we have the big doubleheader that we've been looking forward to. Both football and basketball playing the same day, hosting Monroe in football, blah, and then turning around and walking up the street to the Convocation Center for the game against Tech. And they announced today that it's going to be a blackout. So, Ryan, tell me how excited are you about having a blackout this Saturday?
Well, can you buy black Georgia State merchandise anywhere? That's what I want to know. Is there any black merchandise available?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
I went
Who
that
has
Atlanta shirt
I
that
do.
we loved so much. That Atlanta shirt we loved so much that they were giving to students for the Charlotte game, I believe it was. Yeah. So that they made that available on the bookstore's website. And everything that's on the bookstore's website pretty much is available in the bookstore. Well, it was gone from the website. I went to the bookstore and it was gone there. So that shirt at least is no longer available.
You went to the bookstore?
He did.
Yeah, I went to the bookstore.
Nice.
I had to replace my hat from Army. Remember?
Yeah. I just think that we do not have a mature program enough to be going with the non-primary colors. Not even. I mean, black is not even technically a secondary color, I don't think, because red is our secondary color, right? It's like blue and white, and then red is our accent.
Secondary, alternate, whatever they call it. Yeah.
Black's not even like a team color, and I just don't understand why we would do a blackout instead of a blue or white out when there's plenty of stuff available as blue and white, and I don't know. I just don't know why we wouldn't do that.
I got two reasons for you. I got two.
You were
maybe
ready for me.
I got 3 reasons for you. I upped one. One, and probably the most important one, is the players seem to love it. The players really get hyped up on those black uniforms.
Well, I'm glad they love it, but we're not going to be wearing black.
I know, I get it. No, let me finish my points here, Ryan.
All right, that's fine.
And the second thing is well-established universities have had monumental success with doing these kind of blackouts or these red outs or whatever you want to call
do a blue out.
the thing. Yeah. I don't disagree. And then I forgot my third point. I don't know what that was.
Okay.
I don't disagree.
You just made it up on the spot anyway. You only had 2. You only came in with 2. So
no, there was another one. The players liking it was actually the third one that I thought of. So the other one must have been pretty bad. But anyhow,
I do like the players like it, and I do like the black jerseys, the black uniforms. I'm in, and especially the Atlanta. You're right. I mean, like we just need to make that part of our jersey. But yeah, the fans aren't going to be wearing black. So like, let them wear black and don't do a blackout or blue out, but or do a blue out, have them wearing the blue from head to toe and have us all wearing blue, and it's easy.
Blue would be the easiest thing. Yeah.
And then do that blue song, the back from the 90s, the I'm blue da da dee da 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 player.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, whatever that
Dude,
song.
Let's do that.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I wasn't trying to say that you were wrong. I don't disagree. I agree completely. I think that trying to do this, we're not that established university with the established brand that when we do something like a blackout, it is a depart from the traditional standard thing that we do. Not enough fans have black merch. That's and the marketing for it came out today. I came out on Tuesday for a Saturday game that they're going to do this. How many people have a chance to go buy something black if they don't already have it? Stick with the blue and white. Do a blue out. Do an all blue thing. If you want all blue, all in game. If you want to do something like that, I'm all for it. If you want to have black jerseys, they do look sexy as hell. I really, really like them a lot. But yeah, no reason to make it a blackout game. I agree.
So I would just say we don't have enough fans to have a blue out, white out, blackout. It doesn't matter yet. In the future, it will. But for now, just wear blue, period. That's the easiest thing.
Yeah.
Blue's our primary color.
Exactly.
I like the black uniforms. They're sexy. They are sexy as hell.
They're good.
Both basketball and
so
football.
Awesome.
I like
them.
So I like the script font for Panthers. I think it's awesome. But leave it. Let the players have it. Let the recruits see it and put that uniform on and feel good and take those awesome photos that they love to take and leave it at that.
Well, and do it like the first one they did, which I think it was Charlotte, right? And they didn't call it a blackout. They just said we're wearing black.
Right, and they gave the students those black T-shirts.
Sure, and do that a couple times, and try to get that black merchandise out there before you try the blackout. Because I don't have black. I mean, I do actually have a black T-shirt. I'm not wearing a T-shirt to the game. Also, I weighed probably 25 to 30 pounds less when I got that T-shirt. I mean, and it's not going to work.
It'd be like a sausage casing for you.
It works, just not.
It's not going to work. It's not going
to visually pleasing. How about that?
Right.
Guys, I mean,
for some people.
Here's what it comes down to. I'm not going to do it, right? I'm going to wear my blue. It's probably going to be a little chilly, and I'm probably going to wear my blue sweatshirt. I mean, that's all there is to it.
Speaking of chilly. This is the last home game of the football season, which means our annual chili cook-off is back in play at the tailgate. What? Yeah, I'm looking forward. Ryan's actually competing this year. For the first time ever, I got Ryan to compete in the chili cook-off.
And I will give full credit to David because he has sent me now multiple recipes to choose from, and I have picked one. I got my chilies in the mail. I went and I ordered them because they're like dried chilies, and we're gonna see what's what.
So there's meat.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Oh man, something. I mean, there's no tomatoes, no beans. It's all chilies and smoked brisket.
All right.
So for anybody, the chili cook-off is open to everybody. Doesn't cost anything to compete. All you do is you show up at our tailgate. I think we'll do the chili tastings at 11:30. Games at 1. So like 11:30. Get there by 11, the latest. I mean, get there at 8 in the morning when we do, or earlier to show us up. But bring your chili, have a crock pot. We have power there. We should be able to support it. Bring your chili enough for people to get a sample of, and we'll let everybody get a taste of it. I'll bring some. Ryan's bringing his. We've got several others that are coming out there, so it's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing it, and everyone eats really well that day. So
I won't.
Yeah,
I'll probably just eat like only my chili. I don't like beans. That's been my whole problem all throughout. So I think the very first year we did it, I made grilled cheese sandwiches for everybody to have like with it, and then I never did it again.
Tomato soup and grilled cheese or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have done tomato soup, but that was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. But the grilled cheese, I stand by.
Yeah, the first year we did it, we only had 3 competitors, and then at our biggest, I think it was like 16 or something. It was a lot. We had one year, a lot for Georgia State. We had like pretty much every fan in the stadium brought one, so there were 16. All right.
Wow, self-deprecating. I love it.
On to the game. Monroe, this was a game that we all said was a definite win at the beginning of the season. We still think it's a good win. 13.5-point favorite, even though we were a 20-plus point favorite against Charlotte. Feeling good about this game?
Yeah, I feel like we're going to play just as well as the last 2 games. And we're going to come out with a W. And sorry, ULM, find another win elsewhere on your schedule. Right.
If they don't break or they don't tear our quarterback's ACL, they have a history of this.
True.
It's
true.
You think?
But never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Say like get something out there. Gonna get Dan Ellington gonna get Dan to suit up in a Granger jersey to go out there.
I'm not gonna put any bad mojo out in the world.
All right.
Yeah, we tend to put up good points against Monroe. Historically, so I agree. I think this is another. This should be the way the team is playing right now. I don't see any reason why
the way Tim's playing.
Yeah, I'm out there.
I don't see what
you didn't see me.
Yeah, spoiler alert: Tim's actually been taking snaps.
Tim's like I'm in blackout because I'm gonna be in the uniform.
I'm gonna be in the field.
Boom.
Oh, I didn't mention
as a kicker.
Let's go back 1 second. Winner of the chili cook-off gets 2 tickets to the pack suite for the game, for the Monroe game.
God, I hope I win.
Man, me too.
So you, which is after all that chili is all you can eat, but then also all you can drink booze in there. So yeah, that part as well. All right. I feel good with the Monroe game. Then Monroe. So we have the Monroe game, which we all know we're going to win that one in a landslide, and then we have basketball at Tech coming up right after that. There's a little bit of a delay, an hour, 2 hour delay. They're going to have a party out there in the Victory Plaza area.
A pizza party.
I hate the term pizza party. Like, I have no problem that they're providing pizza to us, but don't call it a pizza party. That it just screams like Office Space, Hawaiian shirt, type, wear your jeans on Friday type deal. Like, no, just don't call it a pizza party. Just say, pre-game celebration or something. I don't know. Yeah, there's gonna be a pizza party at Victory Plaza, cash bar.
I hate pizza party. We're gonna have a pizza party.
I mean, that's what they're calling it. They're calling it a pizza party.
You had
so that's
so
what it
much
is.
time to come up with something else, and like that's what you went with was pizza party.
We're having a Panther party with pizza. There, done. It's Panther party,
and they're gonna have beer, right?
Yeah, I think that from what I understand, it is the pizza's included, but there'll be a cash bar for booze. And by cash bar, I'm assuming it's probably credit cards are taken as well. So they will do that, and then I don't know if it's going to be going to happen or not. But the plan was that everybody would kind of get organized together and walk up the street to the convocation center together with the band, with the cheer squad, make a big procession of the whole thing and go in there for the game against Tech. I think that's going to be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to it. But the stupid Yellow Jackets scheduled their football game at 3:30. So that game will be the game will be over by halftime, but I mean, like the actual clock time won't be over until pretty much basketball game is starting. So I don't think we'll have a big Tech appearance there. And if we do, maybe they roll in during the first half of the game or something. I don't know what to expect from Tech on this game. So,
yeah, I mean, it's kind of sucks. Tech could have just. I mean, it's probably forced by TV to be at the time it's at, but. Would
But
have
I
been
feel like
nice to have it 1 hour earlier. That's it.
these kind of things, I just like. I get it. You can't. You play all these different sports. You can't schedule everything around each other. But when it comes your revenue sports of men's basketball and football, you should pay attention to a little bit of this. And I know that it's an away game for them in basketball. But is it really an away game in basketball? And the same thing is kind of happening with us. JMU announced that our football game was going to be played at 2:00 on that Saturday when we have a basketball game at 3:00 at home on that Saturday. I know, it doesn't matter to JMU what's going on, but did
Sure.
Georgia State not have any kind of like pushback on, hey guys, maybe you guys schedule it so we can do something here where we have people stick around our basketball game afterwards and watch the football game inside of our brand new convocation center, or we move our basketball game back, or I guess we can't. It's that multi-team event thing. But I don't know. That really bummed me out when I saw that. I've got a friend of mine who's a big fan of JMU and was trying to get some kind of like joint watch party together for that game. And the time comes out and she's like, would y'all still come? And I'm like, well, I mean, if y'all do y'all's watch party somewhere downtown, maybe we come for the first quarter and then go to the basketball game. But more realistically, I would assume we're probably going to be tailgating out in the blue lot, watching the football game on TV, and then just head into the basketball game when it's time, So it's just a bummer that these kind of schedules happen. So whatever. It was
a great idea
to get the
they should open that suite
and make it as a watch party.
There. Yeah. I mean, the club room.
Maybe if you guys start talking again at the exact same time, one more time, you'll break the record.
Exactly. We need to keep a tracker on that. I mean, it was a great opportunity.
It was.
This Tech game was a great opportunity to really get that convocation center completely packed out in the very first really opening of the whole thing. And now we just know that's just not going to happen. So shame on you, Georgia Tech. Shame on the ACC. I don't want to join that conference now. I withdraw my submission to the ACC.
No, don't listen to David. Don't listen. David's drunk. Don't listen to David.
No,
he's wrong.
Ryan doesn't read Panther Talk anymore. He doesn't realize he doesn't get the joke about that. There's one guy there's
one
for us
poster.
To the ACC.
Sorry.
Don't say AAC either. You'll get told that's not what he's talking about.
Oh, I'm glad we're not on the AAC, so it's fine.
I did say initially one of the first posts he made, I said, "Do you mean AAC?" And then there was a long response to that question. I was shunned for saying it.
Tim, have you been to the have you caught a game at the Convocation Center yet?
I've not.
All right, so none of us have. That will that be our first game as a team?
We're my first game. Our convocation chair. Can we decide on a name? Can we decide on a name we're going to call the Convocation Center? This was a talk in the group chat or something.
I don't know.
I like the box.
Yeah, the box.
It is a box. It is a box.
Gray box.
I like the box.
Stick in a box.
Whoa. Well, when David shows up,
you went there. You said box first. That's all I gotta say.
David walks in and he just says, "I'm a dick in a box."
Get the big penis costume to walk in there.
That's the Convocation Center.
You're an asshole.
Well, plus add the Convocation Center box.
Yeah,
it would be perfect.
Yeah, I don't know if this is tag it NSFW or not. I have no idea if this is
no. We're using appropriate terms. TV? Yeah, I think we're fine. But so speaking of basketball, though, we have not seen a game in there yet, but we've played two. We played the exhibition game against Morehouse, and we played Coastal Georgia last night. And not being there, but following along from home, this team is not very good. We should have beaten Coastal Georgia by a crap ton. And
not enough points.
Go, Tim.
Not enough offense. We have a lot of rust, David, Ryan. There's a lot of rust to work off. And when we work rust off, there still might be more rust. It's just going to keep
gelling.
We need lots of gel.
I watched the game, and what I noticed was that we maintained control. So when they edged closer, we just said, oh, never mind, we're gonna actually take this a little seriously. And at the end, we scored a bunch of points, and we made it actually look a little more respectable, like the final score. And it wasn't necessarily in garbage time, but we made it look more respectable than it looked all game long. I don't know what to I don't know what's happening, right? I don't know if they controlled the game, but it sort of felt like maybe that was what was happening, and that they just sort of didn't care, treated it like a scrimmage or something. I don't know. I think we still have a lot of unknowns on this team.
It's a brand new team. We lost 90% of our scoring,
Yeah.
so it's gonna take a while for
about transfers too. Odom and there's another guy, right? There's a Xavier guy and a.
I'm most excited for Jaheim Hudson. Double. He was stout.
Yeah, well,
rebounds, blocks, points.
And that was off the bench too, right?
Yeah,
our leading score. Yeah, our leading scorer came from off the bench. I'm like, maybe he should not be a bench player.
Was he kind of the taller guy with less hair who I think they said played last year too, right? He's like a second year.
I think he's second year.
Yeah,
he had 3 blocks. He's one of the people that blocked most of the shots.
All right.
Yeah.
So, it looks like the team has a hard time scoring, but they're playing well defensively. But you said the score looked respectable.
They're creating a lot of opportunities too. The buckets just aren't dropping.
Right. But
we are missing layups.
Right.
Oh, sorry. That was us during the Gonzaga game. Was missing the layups too, wasn't it? Missing all the easy shots.
Yeah.
No, so you said that we made the game look more respectable at the end as a 17-point win, but this is a team that I want to say is fresh onto whatever Division II, whatever the hell they are. They're a recent move for themselves. And this should have been one of those games where you win by 30, 40, double their score type thing. 17 points.
I mean, other Sun Belt teams won on the same day with over 100 points.
We should be beating Sun Belt teams by 17 points. Teams like this by 30, 40, 50 points.
That's not a realistic expectation.
It's
what I will say, Marshall totally screwed the pooch and lost against their
Queens College, right? Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Someone else lost. I think Marshall lost to Queens College.
I believe it was Marshall who right at the end of the game, they just plummeted and just lost by a point.
And this week's opponent, Georgia Tech, was tied at halftime against Clayton State
with somebody. So, yeah, exactly. And it was weird. Yeah, the picture I saw that tweet, and the picture they chose was a pregame with no fans in the stands, and I'm like, what do you mean at the half? This picture is clearly not the half. I don't understand.
I thought the same thing. I was looking at the photo. I'm like, are we before the game?
Did they invite fans?
Hey, Norm says he thinks the rim are too tight and the ball's too firm. I think Norm's already on. He's doing his election watching drinking right now. He's on to last call.
Norm's got dick in a box down.
I don't think I've ever heard that sense of humor out of Norm.
Norm! Dadgummit.
Dadgummit?
Golly gee,
Prue
guys.
said dadgummit in our chat.
Indeed.
Yeah. So there was some criticism of the convocation center about a few things, but whatever.
Scoreboard, right? Where are banners? And
the banners
concession prices are expensive. I think that's the main three.
The scoreboard, they want a scoreboard. Apparently, everybody hates the one that is in the sports arena right now. They said it was basically, even though it was brand new when we bought it, it's 2 or 3 years old at this point. It is they bought
more than 2 or 3. But
it's way older than that. Yeah.
Well, but still it's young for that. The problem is with that young. Is the quality that it is. You have to dismantle it to get it out of the sports arena and then reassemble or move it over and then reassemble it in there. And you have this brand new sexy convocation center. Why are you going to spend all that money to bring in something that is 8 or 9 years old at this point? So if you're going to do it, spend the same amount of money or slightly more and get a state of the art thing, which it's in the pipeline. That it's not funded at all, but that dude out in California
it's definitely
that won the $2 billion. Maybe he can buy it for us.
So if there's any wealthy donors listening right now, and that really give a shit about that, like a center scoreboard. They want it. They just need funding for it. So
yeah, I think it's a $2 million project. I think it started at 1.2 and then it kind of ballooned up to 2 million. So between 1.2 and $2 million, you get that to sitting around burning a hole in your pocket. Then join our Patreon. I'll create a $2 million tier
level. Hey, maybe we can get the
Atlanta on it. It'll say State of Atlanta on it.
Yeah, on the bottom, right?
We'll
Welcome
make sure it gets to the right people.
Thank you to our patrons.
Welcome to State of Atlanta Arena. How about that?
Yeah, that's what we need. We need someone to pay naming rights to name it after us. Yes, I'm on board. I'm on board.
Well, wait. Let's be real here. State of Atlanta Arena, not us, even would be really rad. Like above and beyond us. Like if it was called State of Atlanta Arena, that would be pretty cool.
It would.
It would be pretty badass.
I see
open
Norm
to licensing deals.
Norm's saying $10 hamburgers. Wow, that's some of the hamburgers. Ooh, it must be a good hamburger. How about Norm?
Oh,
it's a steamed hamburger. You know, it's a steamed hamburger.
Oh yeah, of course it is.
Steamed burgers.
A Bubba burger. Bubba burgers are actually pretty good, but
yeah, Bubba burgers are solid. Don't disparage them.
They're more expensive than buying like actual ground beef and making your own burgers. It's crazy. The prices are expensive, and also they still had no booze. The booze was not for sale. I guess the liquor license has not come in.
Well, look, fingers crossed by
Friday. If y'all would have voted for me today, I could have solved that. I could have gotten rid of licenses altogether, or just been like, only my friends have licenses.
I thought this was the victory party. What are we doing here, Ryan?
well, Georgia takes a lot of count votes. We'll be doing that there. Yeah. So no booze, but eventually. Oh, they I guess one more thing, and we can head over to last call. They announced there's going to be a Sun Belt MAC or Mid-American Conference Challenge in basketball starting next year. I don't know if it's going to be a continuous thing. Maybe it's a 1-year deal, whatever. I think it's pretty cool when I first heard about it, but that's really because I only know of one school in the MAC that I like, and that's Buffalo, because my sister-in-law went there, and Buffalo's awesome, and they have great breweries, and all I want is Georgia State to play at Buffalo. And then I looked at the rest of the Mid-American, and I'm like, I don't want to go to any of those other places. Toledo, ooh, it's like half the conference is either in Ohio or Michigan. Like, I don't know. None of those places sound fun to me at all. Did you even see this, Ryan? You know what we're talking about?
Nope.
Okay, he's looking at election results.
It's basketball, so probably not. But I mean, the MAC, just like RPI wise, we're neck and neck with each other. I think last year we slightly etched them out by a little bit. So it's a good league to play. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool if you get one of the higher up leagues like the Atlantic 10, but MAC's good. I'll take it.
Well, I think part of it was like, we complain about our scheduling, about getting the non-D1 schools, and the coaches, Hunter and Lanier, have both lamented about how difficult it is to get teams to come play here in Atlanta. And I think this was the commissioner's way of trying to alleviate a little bit of scheduling issues with the teams by bringing in some, decent D1 teams to come in and play. You get a home game, you get an away game, and they're doing it kind of interesting. So you're going to get one game in November and then a second game in February. You get one home and one away. And so the November games will be based off of the net rankings from the prior season or the preseason or whatever it is. So there's only 12 teams in the MAC. You got 14 teams in Sunbelt, meaning that the two bottom Sunbelt teams would get dropped out. They will not be getting included in this MAC challenge, and so you'll know those two teams, who your opponent is, by based on the net rankings going into the season. However, the February games, they're going to pick those based on how the season's going. You won't know until a few weeks beforehand who you're going to play. I'd assume you would know if you're home or away. I don't know, but that one's going to be kind of up in the air until, I guess, the turn of the year or something like that, which is kind of cool. Adds a little variety, a little spice there. They can be fun. Make sure you get some good matchups. You get a better RPI. You get the best. If you're doing the best in your conference, you get the best in that conference. So
it's a good way to supplement the Sun Belts net ratings too. You know, if we could draw a high MAC team net ratings, it'll help. If we win, it'll help us with our resume look better, especially the win, you know, in February towards the end of the season. So all that just helps. The Sunbelt's doing things, man. They're doing things about basketball.
Yeah. So somebody, and sadly enough, it was a TDS fan that posted this, but it's a pretty good moniker for this challenge: Sun Belt versus the Rust Belt, which I thought was pretty good. I mean, Southern fan said so. So,
Norm.
Yeah.
Tight rims and firm balls. The MAC will appreciate that.
Oh man, we're just gonna keep going.
Norm is all about those tight rims and firm balls tonight.
Who isn't though? Really? Let's like really.
I could probably pass. On that. All right.
Little nugget. They I guess we'll talk about the convo. They removed a row of seats in order to enable. Weird. It does look weird. I saw it on TV. I'm like, huh? There were seats there. I messaged some people that were there, and they said there weren't seats there. And then I look back at my photos from the seat selection. I'm like, there were seats there. So that big suite in the back called the club room, which they want to sell it, and as part of that, they didn't want people walking in front of it. So they've now created an aisleway to not allow people to walk in front of it.
Oh, that was like a big thing in seat selection. I was told no one would be able to walk in front of that, and then I was told by someone else that they would be able to walk in front of that, and that was a big thing about picking the seats that I picked, because I didn't want to be. I wanted an aisle seat. I wanted direct access to to beer,
right?
And bathroom. Really, bathroom is key.
Bathroom is number one. Yes.
One leads to the other, right? So number one is really beer, and number two is the after effects of beer, which is peeing,
and then more beer,
which is actually number one. Yeah.
All right.
No,
so it's cyclical.
So if you want to sell it, that's fine. If you want to sell it, that's fine. Make money every way possible, but don't like Frankenstein the stadium before it's officially even open.
When did people pick those seats?
Make them not pickable. Make them where they're general admission
but
or
were there on seat selection. So
I hope not.
Pick any seat in that row.
I think they said it was sold out, not available.
Right.
Oh, so because they were still not sure what they wanted to do with it, type of thing.
Right. It's the fixed seats, Ryan, the ones that had the cushions on them.
Yeah, I know.
So there was a whole row of them that went all the way across. They just removed all the seats to make an aisle. That's it. Below the handicap seating area.
I hear you.
We literally got a brand new stadium, $85 million stadium, and the first thing we do to it is start doing demo day and just ripping out seats to try to fit in a bastardized walkway for a suite we've not sold yet. Like,
hold on,
use the space for whatever you can figure out how to use it for. If you want to sell it, you can sell it. Absolutely, definitely make the money. Sell it however you can. But there's no reason to go ahead and screw up a brand new stadium when you haven't sold it yet. It makes no sense to me.
So hang on. It's all modular on purpose so that they can remove seats and move things around and do some stuff that they might not have planned on in the first place. I think that's good. That's forward thinking. We should do more things like that. To your point though, that they haven't even sold the damn thing yet. So what are we doing? Why are we taking advantage of the modularized
seats in other ways? Make use of it in other ways if you can.
And there was no indication to me that there was any entire row on that side that was already taken, and that I couldn't have picked that row. So I don't know. I don't understand. If somebody picked, I think somebody probably would have picked that row. I also am just like, use that as your club. Like, I don't understand. Like, I know you're like seeking, but like, use that. Why do you have this like weird classroom down below where you're serving chicken fingers to $2,500 donors, minimum donors, when you could have this great space right there above? Like, I don't understand what the thought process there is. Like, you have this empty seat, this empty club suite. Use it.
Well, so one of one of the things that I've said at PAC board meetings since I've been a member in the very beginning was, they want to build the PAC and grow the PAC. Like, all right, well, that starts with the students. Make the PAC look like the coolest thing in the world. So when students are at games or at events, they see this Panther Athletic Club thing, and they're like, man, when I graduate, I get a job, I want to be part of that. It looks like so much fun. So if you put the Panther Athletic Club thing, I got no problem with them moving the donation level up to $2,500 to get into this exclusive area, but make it visible. So these kids are sitting in the student section and they see this glassed-in area, this windowed area of people out there boozing it up, eating the food, having a good old time. They're kind of like, man, one day, maybe not right after I graduate, my first job, but one of these days, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to make enough money to afford that kind of thing. Make it visible. Same thing with the State House Grill at Center Park Stadium.
Sure.
That needs to be an area where it's exclusive and it looks cool. People walk in there and they're like, hey, what's going on over there? I want to go in. Sorry, this is exclusive to our Panther Athletic Club members of whatever level. And people would have
that
an
at least
interest
makes
in
sense
joining.
because you're dealing with the space that you've got, right? I mean, they didn't have a lot of choice in where the State House Grill was and how it was going to be according to the field and all that stuff. But you're absolutely right in the Convocation Center. It's ridiculous that you have your major donors and you're hiding them in the basement.
Yeah,
in the corner,
hiding the benefit in the basement in this place where you can't even watch the game. It doesn't make any sense. Like I have bigger problems with it that I'm not included, even though I'm in the club seating, right? Which is like, what club am I part of if I'm not allowed to go hang out in the club? But
you're not, like, it's not club anymore. It's premium. It's premium. Seating. It's
I
not
thought
club
that was
anymore.
made up. I thought that was a joke.
Oh no, that's all real. It changed from club to premium. You bought premium seats.
Well, I'm a little annoyed at a lot of things there. But like, don't stick your these are major donors. There's not many of them. We could probably count them on our hands, like literally, and you're sticking them in the basement and you're not letting them watch the game in a comfortable fashion. I don't understand the choices here. And now you've got this big giant room up there that is just this glass room that is empty. I'm thinking at this point. I mean, I guess half of it's being used by the president, it sounds like, but you could just use the other half. I don't understand the thinking here. Like,
would you, if they said, hey, for PAC members for $10 a game extra, you can come to this suite?
Yes.
Yeah. See, they could easily just make money off of it.
100%. I would do that.
I would do it too, all day. There are more than we think there are.
No, there are.
So I will say, to give credit to Georgia State, apparently the chicken tenders were 6 feet under chicken tenders.
Oh my goodness! That is
wow. It's not Panther dining. Not Panther dining.
Hey, so we're hanging our hat on the fact that we have a seafood restaurant giving us chicken fingers.
Right, yes. Right. Holy!
My favorite chicken tenders are the ones that taste like fish.
You know exactly. They do. You could probably have good chicken fingers. I wouldn't know because when I go to 6 feet under, I want a shrimp basket.
Exactly. It's a seafood place.
Or some oysters.
Yeah. What is their chicken, like 6 feet over there? You know
what? Like, whatever the deal is, do you guys need me to make the tenders? Because I'll just do it, and we can we'll save you a bunch of money. I'll charge you half of what 6 feet under is doing. It'll be delicious.
I bet they gave them for free.
They probably did.
Yeah, 6 feet under is like the only sponsor restaurant of Georgia State.
DeVito's Pizza. Come on.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I said restaurant.
They deserve a lot of critiques for this. I mean, I don't. How dare you, to a $2,500 donor, serve them chicken fingers as a benefit? Like, I just don't. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
It's unfathomable. It's
all right.
crazy.
So the club room obviously is off limits. What are your thoughts if they took the area behind the baskets where the windows are and just tensor barriered off an area for PAC members and did the same thing? $10, tickets, beer, maybe some food, whatever. Would you do that? I'd do it.
$20. I'd do it.
$20.
Yeah.
Like, there's better ideas there to utilize the space and not shove people into a basement.
Yeah.
Classroom. It's a classroom. There's a whiteboard.
It does say,
on,
it does
there's a
say
whiteboard on one side and a projector. Like it's a classroom.
Well, it has to say classroom because this is not an athletic facility. This is a university facility.
You have a suite upstairs.
I agree. I agree.
It's okay that we have classrooms in the building. I'm not complaining about the fact that there are classrooms. I'm complaining about the use of space.
Yeah, it's like, but just like get Banksy in there to like do a cool drawing on the whiteboard before every game, so it makes it look like it's got some good art in there. Yeah, the little.
I do,
and then wipe it off.
Firmly believe that as part of the Summerhill tradition, they should get somebody to do big murals across the whole side of the cube.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's that sharp spaceship looking thing. I don't really want to mess with that at all.
You lose the sheen, right?
They do need to do something on the interior though. It's very, very blank white canvas inside. They need to. It looks very drab. Looks very classroom. Looks very Adderhold in there, and I'm like, make it look a little more. Like you talk about the complaints about the banners, the NCAA appearances, and all the basketball, all the volleyball, all this stuff is happening there. Like you could hang that stuff on those walls in there. You could do so many other things, or spice it up with some graffiti artwork inside. Make it look like Atlanta on the inside. My idea for the sports arena the entire time was to actually have a court that looked like asphalt and do the faux brick walls or anything, so it looks like you're playing between an alleyway between two buildings. Kind of play it up as far as being downtown Atlanta.
Street hoops,
so
right?
Exactly. But yeah, do some the inside, and I know that will come with time as we continue to do well in basketball, and as the university expands, there'll be things that happen in there, but it does look very drab. It's very sharp and very clean looking, but it's a little too
clean,
sterile, too sterile, So.
And I hope they'll figure it out over time and maybe adapt the pregame or halftime events and let us do some of the ideas I just mentioned. I think that'd be great. Like 25, I get the $2,500 level because it's a really tight space down there. I went in the classroom. You can't put too many people in there. So you're not going to fit all the people that were on the fourth floor in there. It'd be way too crowded.
They knew how much, how many people they could fit in there, and they know how many donors are at each level. So because I think that going from being a PAC member to being a $2,500 PAC member is a big jump, but they knew how many people they could fit in there, and you're not going to allow 1,000 and up in there when that's going to exceed the capacity of that room. So,
maybe they'll create a new tier of like $1,250 that gets you in there, right? Well, just get $250 more out of everyone.
They got a 1,500 level. There's different levels and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. They could create a whole different level that's just for that one particular benefit. Maybe you do it, maybe you don't do it. Whatever. I've always said that I love the access that we have to everything, and I can't wait until I'm priced out of it. So we're getting priced out of it. That's a good thing, right? It's positive.
Yeah,
we're in the right direction. Just as Ryan says,
I don't believe it yet.
Move it up to the glass room where everyone can see you and fawn over how awesome you are and want to be you.
You can walk out to the railing with your drinks and watch the game and spill your beer on people. I like it.
There we go. All right, I think we've done we've beat this horse dead.
We killed it.
Plenty. We killed it. So yeah, and we got a little good news in the election arena. Ryan is forcing a runoff in the lieutenant governor race. So congrats to Ryan for that.
I'm sorry, and you're welcome to everybody.
More political ads. Yes.
No, that wasn't a political ad.
No. We're gonna get more. I don't think I've seen.
We're gonna get
lieutenant
more.
Governor. I have not seen a lieutenant governor political ad yet, so I've only been seeing the governor and senate stuff.
I did a radio ad, but I do want to say that instead of doing a watch party tonight, what I wanted to do was spend my time with the state of Atlanta folks.
This is the watch party.
This was my this was my priority. Also, let's go ahead and sign off so I can get back to what I wanted to do. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. Thanks very much for listening. We're gonna go over to last call. Do you guys want to do last call, or you guys just want to go watch election results the rest of the night?
I think I need to skip it. You guys can go ahead, but I've got a couple things I need to join up with. And
let's cancel last call for this week. Tim, you and I can stick around and chit chat a little bit if you want to while we watch election stuff. But
Sure.
yeah, we'll do that. Everyone's got a lot of stuff they want to watch tonight, talked about tomorrow, everything like that. So thanks everybody for listening. We're not going to last call. We'll talk to you next week after Monroe and Tech and everything else that's going on. So thanks for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.
Great job, guys. Oh,
thanks,
and broadcast.